Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I have another new account update for you all. So, about 2 days ago, I made a video talking about how I was going to take up this challenge. I've done this challenge many times before, but now it's significantly easier because of the free 5 stars available and now that there's a skip button, right? So, decided to take up this challenge, and the goal is the exact same. Just try to clear endgame within one patch time span, right? And see how it goes and how effective it is against the endgame content, right? Now, about a day ago, I gave you guys another update that I had finished the Zhangzhou, I had finished, I believe, Penacony, and I had finished Bellabog. So the only thing left was Ampho, and I thought it'd take a lot longer, right? Because 3.0 is definitely the longest patch I had to go through, with it being about 3 to 4 hours. However, the thing I came to realize afterwards was that every patch after 3.0 was significantly faster, averaging at about 1 hour and a half, right? So unexpectedly, I started breezing through all these patches, and I have now finished the entirety of this game story. Okay, at least its main story. Of course, I still have side story like Banana Quest. I don't even know what this one is. This one is the Zhangzhou with like Fei Xiao and the War Dance and Hule, right? I do have these quests, but purely main questing, I've finished on day 3/day 4, right? So I no longer have to deal with that. I know what some of you are instantly going to be thinking about. How many pulls did you get from this, right? And I'll show you guys my reward guide over here so you can see I still have a pretty large amount of Jade income I can get because I haven't gone out of my way to farm anything outside of main questing, right? So I still have like 15 pulls left in SU. I still have like 25 pulls left in Currency Wars. I have 30 plus pulls left in DU, a bunch of old events. Then you also have Unknowable Domain. This is also about 15 pulls. You have War Dance is about 5. Go down here, I have Golden Gears. That's about 15 again. We have Swarm Disaster, 14, 15 again. And then on top of this, I've barely done any map exploration, right? Look at this, 8 out of 36, 8 out of 38, 8 out of 28. And this is normal across almost everything, right? You have 4 out of 8, 14 out of 39, 9 out of 31, 3 out of 35. You can see I haven't really bothered going out of my way to get anything unless it's just there while I'm progressing through the main quest, right? So the pulls I'm at are 165. And if you guys will remember, I've used 50 pulls to get my Yao Guang, meaning so far, without touching any of those other modes that I just mentioned or doing any purposeful map exploration or even doing the early stages of the MOC so I can get more Jades out of that, right? The tutorial MOC. I have gotten about 215 pulls in the last 4 days, right? If you were to do all those other things I just mentioned, you were to finish tutorial MOC, you were to actually start, moving up the ranks of clearing MOC and getting Jades for it, and of course given about a patch's time span so you're able to get more pulls from just events and shit, your pull income would likely be significantly higher, right? So my guess for what a new account can get if they truly max out everything within a patch's time span is around probably near 400 pulls, right? I think that's a safe estimate, near 400 pulls, which is absolutely amazing, right? Game changing, game breaking. Now, thing is, I don't really need to go out of my way to farm these pulls because as you guys remember, I got Yao Guang at 50 pity early, right? So because of this, with 165 pulls, I'm already guaranteed E0 has 0 Sparksy. And people have asked me, you know, are you going to go for Light Code on Sparksy? Are you going to go for Eidolon on Yao Guang? Are you going to do this? No. Okay. Yes, I could go out of my way and get Eidolons on Ashvale and as well as some of these Elation characters. However, one, it is a real possibility that in the future, both of these units, when they're paired as sub DPS for their main DPSs, main DPS vertical investment matters more, right? However, also, I'm lazy, okay? I just spent all my time bursting through the main story, and I don't want to go for Eidolons or Lycones, knowing that this may get in the way of me being able to guarantee Ashvale or Sparksy if I suddenly start losing 50-50s and going soft pity every time. So for this reason, I'm not going to do it, because I know I can clear without Eidolons anyways, since it's going to be a shield Elation team. Sparksy's literally going to have her best in slot team, right? She's going to have Sparksy, Buff Sparkle, Yao Guang, and then probably a temporary sustain in Gallagher. And then my Ashvale is going to have RMC, Pela, or Ruan Mei from the Golden Token, and he's going to have Don Hung PT, right? So I know for a fact with these two teams, more likely than not, I do not need vertical investment if my goal is simply trying to clear all of the 3 endgames aside from AA the second I'm able to get Ashvale. So you guys may be wondering, you know, what are you going to do now? What matters is getting TL60. I'm at TL50 currently, and if I got rid of my equilibrium level, I'd probably be at about 54, right? This is why personally I always give myself like a 1 patch time span and not like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. It's theoretically possible maybe if you really go out of your way to do all main quests, all side quests, and max out your energy with Jades every single day. However, that's not worth it in my opinion, right? So I usually make my challenges a little longer because it just hurts my soul to use Jades to use for farming energy to hit TL60 a little earlier so I can farm relics and shit. But yes, hitting TL60 is usually the biggest issue when making a new account. It becomes less and less of an issue over time the more quests and planets they add. So like let's say a year or two down the line from now, yes, you'll probably be able to hit near Trailblaze 60, if not Trailblaze 60, basically after you finish the entirety of the main quest. However, until that day, Trailblaze 60 is going to be the biggest handicap. So you obviously want to hit this so that you can farm weekly mats, you can start farming gold relics, you can start dumping your energy in places, right? So what I did with this account is I actually started playing on this account Monday, right? The reason this matters is this is when the weekly resets start. So this gives me the entire week, the max amount of time possible for me to hit TL60 before I start taking advantage of, for example, this planar fissure ornament double rewards thing, right? I can take advantage of this once I get to a later Trailblaze level because I made sure to start at a correct time, and I can also take better advantage of my weekly rewards that are of course very limited, which is a smart play. It's just something I kind of have to do because I have to build Sparkle, I have to build Yao Guang and max her traces, I have to build Sparksy and max her traces. Don Hung PT is also someone I want to max traces on, and then you also have Ashvale, once again another person I want to max traces on. So the weekly mats that are locked, I'm really going to want a lot of income on them, right? So that's how it's going. It's going amazing. I finished the story. I've gotten a shit ton of pulls. I'm guaranteed for Sparksy. Be there or be square, I will probably be making a video or a stream on my Sparksy pulls, and the same goes for the Ceredra pulls on my Anoxa account. Love you all. If you have any questions in the comments, let me know. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great night. Peace out.